Hello and welcome to the Camp Hike Roam channel. I am up here in the Kaibab National Forest. I'm just north of Williams, Arizona, and I'm going to give you a review of the area and this campsite that I'm in, and so you can make a choice for your own to see if you enjoy this kind of place, or maybe if you want to have an established campground. There's all kinds of choices in the area. So I am off of I gotta look at my notes. Garland Prairie Road, which is north of Williams. It's off of the Route 64 going to the Grand Canyon. So if you're going across the 40, go north on Route 64, going north towards the Grand Canyon. Can't really miss it. If you're going north, there's a forest road turnoff about a mile and a half up the road. Uh, Going north is to the left. Kind of hard to spot. There's no big sign. There's this teeny weeny little yellow signpost kind of further off the road, but it is the first forest road going north. There are a couple other pull-offs that you could go on, but they aren't roads that are going very far. So make sure you get on Forest Road 71, also known as Garland Prairie Road. It kind of goes through. Now, once you get off there, there's all kinds of sites right off the road. If you like being close to the freeway, easy, not freeway. It's a major road that goes up and down towards the Grand Canyon. It's fairly heavily used. Forest Road, not Forest Road, 64 going north of the Grand Canyon. So there is some road noise there that you need to be aware of. So if you're right off the road, there will be a lot of cars going by. The farther in you go, you get to a prairie area where it's very open. There's a lot of places to camp there in that prairie area. There's no trees. So if you need solar from the top of your trailer to recharge your things, you'll probably want to pick that area. All kinds of spots there. That's usually the busiest area. But if you're like me and you like a little more privacy, go farther down the road. There's all kinds of little spider roads going off here and there. I went to the right, so I'm kind of around in the trees. There aren't a whole lot of trees here. It's not like uh, high elevation forest. It's kind of more mid elevation. It is a little warmer here today, but it's warm everywhere in Arizona. It's around 88 degrees. So anyway, in this area, there's dispersed campsites kind of along the road. I'm near the end of where the campsites start. I think there's another campsite or two a little bit farther up the road, so it is fairly quiet. There's not a whole lot of road traffic on the forest road here. Um, and there are neighbors, so I've got there's someone here on this side, someone here on that side of me, but I can't see them. There's enough trees that it feels like you're secluded, but you're really not. And I do enjoy that. I do enjoy having people around. I'm more of an introvert, so it's not like I converse with them, but just knowing that there are other people around. If something happens, the battery dies in the truck and I can't get it started. There's an accident, I get hurt, or I run out of something, I run out of gas, or I need someone to help in an emergency. I know that there's someone around, and there's people around here that can help. I'm only, I don't know, maybe 2 miles up the road. It's not far. It is rather bumpy the farther you get up the road. So if you have a big rig, you can probably make it up here, but there's a lot of ruts and it does get muddy when it rains. It did rain a few times while I was here. It's just light rain. It didn't even barely soak into the ground, so it didn't get muddy while I was here, which was nice. Like I said earlier, the weather and this particular weekend was very warm. It was in the upper 80s, low 90s the first day I got here. So it was very, very warm. So I stayed outside the trailer, even with the windows open, and the trailer it was still hot. So for amenities down here on this forest road, it's your typical boondocking forest road camp. So if there's no water, there's no sewer, there's no electric, there's no bathrooms anywhere nearby. So you have to be self-contained and be okay with that. I mean, there's plenty of open sky here, as you can see, for solar. If you have solar and you do that, that is great, and that's kind of what I do. far as what's nearby, if you need some amenities, like for your trailer, if you need to get water, you need empty your tanks. There is Kaibab Lake Campground, which is kind of on the other side of Route 64. There's also a KOA that probably has a dump station and water you could do. I don't know if they charge for that kind of thing. But there's also the town of Williams, which is just south, not far away. They may have a dump station there or a place to get water there. So there's facilities nearby, including bathrooms. There's restaurants and that kind of thing in Williams. So we'll transition into what is there to do here. There's all kinds of things to do in this area. The closest is the town of Williams, just kind of south of here. Williams is like the gateway to the Grand Canyon, honestly. There's in the town of Williams, there's all kinds of restaurants, bars, there's historical buildings and things to see. It also is the home of the Grand Canyon Railway. So I haven't ridden on it myself, but it's very popular. So you can just ride your car right into Williams. You can get a train ride up to the Grand Canyon, spend a few hours the day up there, and you bring the train ride back to here. It's convenient. It's a cool experience. I haven't been on it myself, like I said, but I've known friends that have done it, and it's a very, very nice experience to go on. They tell stories and the history all along the ride on the way up. During the wintertime, that becomes the North Pole Express, which is a cool ride for kids, families, the like, all the way up to the Grand Canyon. Spend the day, come back. So there may be snow in the area, so it's really, really neat. So also in Williams, there is the Bearzona Wild Animal Park. It's unique as it's a drive-through park. They have part drive-through, part walk-through. So when you first go in, I think it costs $35. A little expensive, but you know, everything is nowadays. It gives you entry, unlimited entry. You can keep going around and around if you want to. So in the drive-through area, they've got the larger animals. They're all separated in cages, and you go over like the cattle guards to get through the different sections. There's bears, antelope, bighorn sheep, deer, that kind of stuff in there. Wolves even. And so you drive through some sections, you got to keep your windows up. So in the wolf section and the bear section, you got to keep your windows up. The other sections, you can put your windows down, take pictures. It's 2-lane road, so you can stop and view as long as you want. People can pass you, so there's no rush at all. It's very neat and unique. And then at the end they have the walkthrough area where they've got the smaller animals and things. It's fairly large, a good size. You could spend a few hours there easily. There's also the restaurants and things like that to do inside there. Gift shop, of course, if you're into that. So I did that while I was here. Somebody walking up the road. Sorry. I don't see too many people up here. It's unique. So there's not only that, Flagstaff is 30 minutes to the east of here. So Flagstaff has all kinds of stuff to do over there. To the west, 30 minutes to the west, is the town of Sligman. If you enjoy like going to Route 66, Cars Land, stuff like that, there's a lot of neat shops and old buildings and restaurants and bars and all kinds of neat things to see there. If you go a little bit farther to what is that town? Anyway, there's Grand Canyon Caverns that you can go to. That's also nearby. I tried to go there. Unfortunately, the elevator was broken that day, so I couldn't go down into the caverns. It's fairly large down in there. That's cool to do. And if you want to drive north, Grand Canyon is probably an hour north from here. So you can go up there, spend the day, multiple days up there in the Grand Canyon. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing. I've been there many times. Entry, I think it's like $25 per car. They may have increased it last time I was there. But the Grand Canyon is just amazing. It's not just a giant hole in the ground. It's truly just awe-inspiring. You can hike down in it if you want to, but be prepared and be very careful if you're going to do that. All right? It is no joke. Going down is easy. Going up, that's the hard part. It's up all the way, and bring lots of water with you if you're going to do it. Because I mean, there is a water station a mile and a half down, and I've seen plenty of people in like even full families with a single bottle of water going down. And please, please bring a lot of water. Everybody needs to have a bottle of water with them, if not more, and snacks, salty snacks, please. If it's hot, it is hot there. The farther down you go into the Grand Canyon, the hotter it gets. So, and it is a desert climate. It might be have trees up top, but once you get down in there, it's the desert, and you're just surrounded by rock that absorbs the heat of the day. So, please be careful when you do that. And by the way, the mules going up and down the Grand Canyon are going to use the same trail that you're walking on to go up and down. So there's another warning for you. But no need to be scared. If the mules come by, you need to stay towards the wall of the canyon and let the mules go by. They have the right of way. So make sure you do that. Let's see, other things you can do. What do I have on my list? Route 66. The I-40 that goes by here is part of Route 66. So if you're doing the whole Route 66 drive, you'll be driving right past here. There's other pieces of Route 66 as you go, especially when you get to Sligman, and there's another town near there. So lots and lots of stuff. And as far as this area that I've been camping in, I've been here for my third day. I got here Friday. This is now Sunday. Preparing to head home. It's been very clean. I'm very impressed by that. Normally, I pick up a whole bunch of trash. This time, there's very little trash. Like I said, trees, you have shade. There's been a little bit of rain. Normally, it's cooler than this. It's warm here. There are a lot of campers, and I can tell that some of them are kind of full timers. They don't live here. I haven't seen anybody that's actually living here, but they stay here for 2 weeks at a time, which is allowed. You can stay here for 2 weeks, and then they kind of move on somewhere else. There's plenty of other camp areas. If you go through Williams, a little bit south of Williams, there's another boondocking site. If you go more west along the I-40, there's Dead Man's or Dead Dog Road, where you can go down there. There's more campsites down there. So there's plenty of space to boondock here. Not a problem. All kinds of roads to go on, forest roads. If you do go into forest roads, please be respectful of other people. Respect their privacy. Please don't walk through or ride your quad, motorcycle, whatever, through someone else's campsite. If you want to approach, just say hi, hello, so from the distance, so that they know that you're coming. Don't want to scare people. Please pick up your trash when you're done. Make sure, take what you bring with you. You got to bring home. There's no trash service here. There's no water. There's no nothing here. What you bring in, you bring back home. Please. I've been to many, many campsites where there's just been full bags of trash and another full bag of trash that I had to pick up on my own. So if you do go out and go boondocking, please help others pick up. Every time I leave, I've already gone through and done I call it a trash patrol. I learned that as a Boy Scout leader. You do a trash patrol before you leave, and you just take a trash bag. I have little grabbers. I don't have them with me right now, but there's another video that you can watch. Little grabbers, because a lot of the stuff you don't want to touch, toilet paper. I've seen a whole lot of wet wipes lately. So you get your little grabbers, pick them up, put them in the trash bag. Please don't touch anything. Wear gloves if you like to. Because you don't know what's out there, honestly. Also, for respect noise. You could be in a site that you can't see anybody else around you, but there are other people. So be respectful of noise. Keep the music down to a reasonable level if you're going to play music. And at night, when it gets later at night, please keep the talking to a reasonable level. And I do understand kids can be rambunctious, and kids are kids. I have a son of my own, and I do understand that. Just make sure when it gets later at night that you keep the volume down and the screaming down and that kind of stuff. Because there's some people that as soon as it gets dark, they're in the sack and going to sleep. I'm kind of one of them. Once it gets dark, you can't really do much outside, and I go to bed early. So that's me. Also, when you're riding quads and side by sides and motorcycles, that kind of thing, please stay on the roads. Don't no donuts in the fields, please. Stay on the roads as much as you can, and have fun. And please slow down when you go past someone's campsite. The dust that those side by sides and quads generate is a lot. So yes, please be respectful. Let's see. I believe that is all that I have. We'll say good day to you, and I'll be going home. And as always, happy camping, happy hiking, and happy roaming.